Shem, good morning. Tell us what exactly is happening around the Arikpo section.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, we understand, there's another situation around the disaster area over the weekend of the Arikpo section.
Yes, yesterday after my chat with you. Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yesterday after my chat with you. So my boys involved me, told me that they were going to Epe. And actually when they go to Epe, they said the pipeline at Epe has been busted. The vandals ran away. As of now, covered about 11 jerrycans of PMS. So, but I had to instruct them to keep surveillance over the place throughout the night. So my boys are still there up to now.
So, in other words, this is not around Arikpo. You're talking about a different area now, Ekpe specifically, right?
Yes, actually, I called one of the NFTC officials immediately that night. So what I intend is to go to the site of the scene this morning. So I will let the NFTC officer so that we can meet over there and see things together.
Did your men apprehend any of the vandals, suspected vandals? Did your men apprehend any of the suspected vandals?
No. They disappeared. Yes. I've frightened my men. They disappeared. They didn't apprehend anyone.
Are you in touch with NNPC officials currently?
Yeah, I spoke with one of the officials. That's him yesterday.
Have they been able to shut off supplies to that particular pipeline?
Well, I wouldn't know, but the official did not get back to me till now. So, possibly after my discussion with you, I will call him to let him know. But my boys are still on ground. They said the PMS is still gushing seriously. So we need the coverage of what is happening.
Okay, so we have leakage of petrol, but there is no fire. Is there a fire there in Ekpe?
No fire.
All right, Shem Obashe, I would like to thank you so very much. He's the Commandant Civil Defense Corps from the Southwest. We get feedback from you, but in the meantime, our men and our reporters are already on the way to the scene of that particular incident. Dr. Enikuomehin, we are still on the oversight functions of some of the committees of the National Assembly.
The point I was making, it is presumed, and naturally it should be, the human tendency is to be greedy, to be corrupt. It is natural in human being. Now, the person who is going ahead to uncover that must, as much as possible, insulate himself. You know you are fighting a monster, and therefore you must be able to wear the armor of righteousness that will allow you to face the monster. And that is what I expect of the various committees that were set up by the National Assembly. But when we saw the Farouk Lawan scandal that broke up, though the matter is supposed to be in court now, I do not know the stage in which it is, but from what I can deduce with what happened, the reportage, what we saw on television, the conversation and all that, I was sad. I was sad. Now the hunter is now being hunted. It's very sad. Because the question will be, what are you going to oversee again? Whom are you going to ask questions? You are supposed to take care of this child, a small baby, young girl, and you are messing up around with the person. How do you people trust you? It's an issue.
Do you think that was just for Farouk Lawan, or that was for every single member of the House?
You see, if it were to be Farouk Lawan's committee alone, one would have said it was okay. It was not long, the him-based committee also came on board. And Aroma Ete accused the chairman of so much money that was demanded for. And there were no serious explanation. And the leadership of the National Assembly now changed the chairman, or probably maybe dissolved that particular committee. I am of the view that the leadership of the House should now begin to look at the caliber of members who will be in charge of this committee, because it will tell on their reputation. You see, when you say 1, 2, 3, 4, and you begin to count, the next thing will be whenever any committee comes up, it will be quote and unquote, I chop Nigeria Limited. That is the essence. So the persons of group of individuals who should oversee this kind of committees, because temptations will come. It's natural, because they must dangle carrots to you. Because these are institutionalized bodies that definitely are already emerged in the whole mess. So you must wear the arm of righteousness, the armor of righteousness, to be able to fight them. And I think we need that quality of persons at the National Assembly. Again,
do you think we have them now?
That's $1 million question. I know there are notable persons. I know there are personalities who are there at the National Assembly. But you see, once in a while, we should be able to talk about 1 or 2 Judas Iscariots within a system. If, for example, among the disciples of our Lord Jesus Christ, as righteous as the man was, as firm as the man was, Judas could still develop that kind of inkling. You cannot say there won't be such in that personality. But you see, we shouldn't have 11 Judas Iscariots, for goodness sake. It shouldn't be. It should be an exception. It shouldn't be a general rule. And therefore, it won't be my duty to say, oh, no, all the members of the National Assembly are corrupt. No, that would be too much a statement to make. It won't be. But you see, when you begin to find out these tendencies, it is better to cut them off. You see, medical doctors have this cancer. If your hand is becoming cancerous, one of the fingers, rather than allowing the cancer to go around all the fingers, you chisel away or you cut off, dismember that one. You still have your 4 fingers intact. And so persons who bring the hollow chamber to disrepute, they shouldn't be taken with gloves hands. They shouldn't. There should be serious sanctions. And I think from their constituency also, people should be asking questions. Oh boy, you were the one that was the chairman of this committee. The whole world was happy that we are from our own constituency. But how come did you become like this?
Constitutionally, there is a power of recall. Of
course, yes, there is. But whether that will be activated or that is being activated is a different ballgame. The docility of those of us also outside is also a contributory factor. Because if you are docile, you do not talk. For example, the chairman of the committee that probed what they call Farouk Lawan, if I were to be from his constituency, I will raise issues. That's the man who said he was a member of the integrity group, for which everyone, you see, you can't hear the name Farouk Lawan before now, and you say, oh, that was a gentleman. Yes, it could be his hour of temptation, but if it's your hour of temptation, for goodness sake, step aside, and let somebody else take the leadership.
How would you suggest that the House proceeds with, not just the House now, say even the entire National Assembly proceeds in the light of all of this, scandals that have broken out on most of the committees in the past year?
You see, they shouldn't be deterred. They shouldn't be deterred, because if they succumb, the executive arm will go docile and lethargic. They shouldn't succumb. 1 or 2 of them, if they fall, they will rise. So for those of them who mess up among themselves, they should, within the ambit of what is allowable within their system, expose such one and push them aside and move on. That should be the process by which they should undertake. And so, because if they keep quiet, that won't be to the benefit of all of us at it. We won't have the exposure. The exposure tells us, notwithstanding the standard with which Farouk Lawan and Himbe and all the other committees were involved in. But again, now Nigerians know these individuals who were the real masquerade behind. We can tell them, so you were involved.